Hi everybody, we're here with our third CCHD Chats. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Chastity, and I'm here today also to introduce Suzanne Riley. She is the Heart Walk Director for the American Heart Association, and she's actually going to be our first guest presenter at our monthly Lunch and Learns, which is going to take place for the first time on Tuesday at Challenge House 4. And she's going to be just giving some heart healthy tips. She's going to be talking about the Heart Walk that's coming up in April. So we're very, very excited to have Suzanne joining us.
Because it's February is American Heart Month, right?
Correct, yes. I don't know if you all know, but cardiovascular disease and stroke are still the #1 killer of Americans. And so it's very important that we all take a look at our own heart health and make an assessment as to where we are and try to be more heart healthy. The American Heart Association has put out a 2020 impact goal, which is to improve cardiovascular health by 20% and reduce deaths related to cardiovascular diseases and stroke by 20% by the year 2020. And as we stand right now, we're doing really well in the reduction in death, but we really need to improve health within our communities. And so one of the things that we're going to be talking about at this lunch is Life Simple 7, because how do you determine what your ideal heart health is? And so Life Simple 7 bases around 7 factors, and I'll just go ahead and give you a real quick brief on those. First of all, smoking. Smoking is very bad for your heart, and it's the #1 preventable debilitator. Also, so if you do smoke, you need to stop smoking. Next is BMI, so that's kind of your waist circumference, and what we look at for ideal BMI would be 18.5 to 24.9. Third, your physical activity. You really need to improve physical activity, and we look at about 30 minutes a day, 150 minutes a week, moderate activity. You don't have to run a marathon.
So that's like walking and
just get your heart rate up. Yes, so 30 minutes a day. Next is a healthy diet. We eat a lot of processed food in this country. We drink a lot of sugar in our soft drinks. So what we need to really do is look at drinking more water, cut back on the sodas, and add more fruits and vegetables into your diet. Also, heart health is your cholesterol. With that fat diet comes high cholesterol. So what you want to do is look at below 200 for your overall cholesterol, and your doctor would go over that with you. Blood pressure is really important too for heart health. You want your blood pressure to stay at 120/80, and you can go to any pharmacy and they'll check it for you. You could come here and they could check it for you.
I see a lot of people that when they're waiting in line for their prescriptions, I'll see them sitting there with the cuff on.
Yeah, so you don't have to do it 3 times a day, but just kind of know what your numbers are. And then the last thing is your fasting glucose, because you got to keep your blood sugars low too. And what we look at there is under 100 for your fasting glucose. So those are all, we call that Life Simple 7 steps to creating ideal heart health. And so we as Americans really need to look at that, our own heart health, in order to reduce death and debilitation, because sometimes you might not die from a heart attack or stroke, but it might leave you in a nursing home. So you really take a stake in your own heart health and do what needs to be done to improve.
Well, we really appreciate all the tips. And I think people don't even realize that you can start doing that at any age. It's a lifelong, it's for the long haul kind of thing. And I know you also have the Heart Walk coming up.
Yes, I brought a flyer. We are going to have our Heart Walk, and this is like our signature event to bring awareness about heart disease and stroke, but also to raise money for the Heart Association. We do research grants, and every year we have research grants that go unfunded because we don't raise enough money. And I'll just give you right here, I found out the pacemaker came from a $500 grant.
Oh, wow.
Now, what would have happened if we hadn't had enough money to fund that grant?
Right.
So every penny that you give helps the Heart Association and helps us as Americans. And whatever you do give stays right here within our state. So our Heart Walk will be on April the 22nd, and it's going to be at the Greenway Trail. And we're going to start registration at 8 o'clock. The walk starts at 9. We're going to start at the north end. Survivors usually do a lap, or you can do the whole trail and walk back. It's totally up to you. So I would have everybody come to the Heart Walk and have some fun. We're going to have CPR demonstrations and some other fun things at the Heart Walk. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember I did it when we were there last year. One thing that really struck me that I think a lot of people don't even think about is how heart disease can affect people of all ages.
Yes.
I mean, it's from little tiny babies all the way up through.
Yes.
So that's a really great thing that you guys put on. It's a great way to spread awareness for heart health. And
Right.
Well, we thank you for coming on with
thank
us.
you for having me.
Yes, thank you very much.
And be looking out. We're going to be doing a couple of different heart healthy activities in our next segment. So.